Daily Dow. It's Wednesday morning. It's a pretty clear sky in Seattle. It was pouring down yesterday, but today is like absolutely clear. I'm sure people are gonna enjoy it. Anyway, here you go. 352 template. Template. We're using template a lot, right? Must you see nature as a machine? Is there only learning chemistry, physics, and ontology? What if poetry was your template for life? Can't you know Tao by the feeling of mud in your sandals? Thus are the sages called silly. They have given up their prejudice. Okay. Here you go what it says. The world. This world appears as you perceive it. Wow, that's absolutely true. We all perceive the world differently because we have different life history, like previous life history. It is not that your perception are wholly shaped by a so-called objective world. No, it's not possible. Absolutely. Even single slight, even the sunny sky outside, people look differently. They have different picture. The habit of interpretation is interactive. We do things to test our hypothesis until we have created a complicated web of sensory input and centrifugal manipulation. So basically we collect all the data and then we put them together and then we build our own template to see the world. That's how it goes. By the time we are mature, we have created innumerable layers of interpretation and biased perception that become our template for living. Absolutely. Of course, we could have some fun with this situation, yes. We could change the templates that we use to interact with the world. Well, that's how all the philosophy and psychology, lessons works. You start looking, well, you get exposed to someone else's perception, like which is eminent philosophers like Stoics and Taoism, and then you start feeding that nutrition toward your brain and toward your sensory, how you look at. That's how you change your perception. So that's pretty critical. What if we used poetry instead of science? Well, absolutely. Science is basically logic. Poetry is the sensory feeling and emotion. It's gonna be different. What if we substituted spirituality for politics? Wow, the world is gonna be peace. Maybe I don't know. Maybe not. The result of such experiments are often fresh, happy, and unusual. Unfortunately, when carried to this illogical conclusion, they are just as futile as any other method. Well, because there is no clear answer to look at. So if you try to borrow someone else's, it has its own issues. So there is no perfection, as we all know. Templates are essential for beginners. So when you start the journey, you need template, but a hindrance for veterans. Yep. Once you start seeing it, if you look at, well, this is a good example of that. When you ask people who lived long enough in this world and then learn enough to see the world, if you ask what's the success and then what's the life they live, and you probably hear from a simple answer. They're not giving you huge template and checklist 1, 2, 3, 4. They give you simple: be healthy, be happy. Wow, it's really subjective, but that's the answer. That's for veterans, so they don't need a template. True followers of Tao give up all templates, are without prejudice. They don't need any prejudice at all. They return to the action of infants. Thus, they are called silly. But because they view the world with their inner eye, they transcend all the sorrows of life. So they be able to overcome, all the masses, all the poisons, all the noises, toxics from the world, and then they just over it. So if you look at it, they look silly. Yeah, they don't seem like living their own life, but that's the life they are able to do. So think about it, how you respond to your life. Thank you. Have a great day. See you tomorrow.